All right, folks, look at that. There it is. Time for the rundown. Y'all ready to get going? We're going to go into the rundown. Let's go over what we're going to talk about in the next couple minutes. We have Dale's Halloween costume, nudity Claire. That's like a nudity scare, but nudity Claire. Producer Sabotage, and voicemails. If you want to call in, leave a voicemail, ask your questions, by all means, call in now, 401-213-9828. Of course, 401 is the Rhode Island state address. You can see I got my hat on right there. I got my Rhode Island Rams hat, just like Jason Foster, fellow alum Jason Foster. Someone asked if Tasha watches Bachelorette too. Tasha watches, she likes to multitask. She'll sit on the couch with me and watch TikTok, and then if anything crazy happens, she'll look up. Would you say that that's how you do it? Do you want to come in and say hi or no? She said no, she's not coming in today. How about this? If we can get 100 people in the chat room, will you come in and say hi if we can get 100 people in the chat room? 100. She said sure. She said sure. We're at 41, Tasha, so I don't think you have to come in. Don't worry about putting concealer on. We're not there yet. But if we get to 100, Tasha's going to come in and say hi. Michigan, M-I as in Michelle, Misha, like Misha Barton. Oh, Tasha worked with Misha Barton back in the day, right? Misha Barton was a mess. I loved her in the OC, but boy, she went places after that. Drugs can be bad. Let's move on. Or they can be good. What do I know? You know what I mean? Drugs can be good. So yeah, so let's go through all of this. Let's see if I actually know how to do this. The first thing we're going to talk about today is Dale's Halloween costume. Look, I figured that out. So let's get over. Oh, I already got the wrong tab up here. Just when I got cocky and thought I had it going on. So Dale's Halloween costume, right? So this is what happens, right? Dale, modeled for a Party City. Tasha and I did the math. He probably made about $185 an hour. That's what you think? She thinks he made $250-ish, but then after taxes, maybe he made $185 an hour. Maybe he did a 4-hour minimum, took home $500-600. But everyone started shaming him. And I get most of it's in jest. This is actually from Dale's Instagram right here. He memed himself, but like, people gotta work. People got, you know what I mean? We can't all just like be as good looking as Tyler right away, right? This jawline could stop traffic. Look at this. Holy hell, this jawline. He's cut. I'd send him to urgent care because he's got a wound. He's so cut. Dale is a thirst monster. Yeah, maybe Dale's a thirst monster, maybe. But you got to do what you got to do. The problem with Dale is OC was a great show. I agree. The opening scene was amazing when the dude was doing the pull-ups and then Misha Barton walks in and you go, oh, this is going to be fun. Speaking of the OC, you got Luke from the OC. Looks kind of like he has that same chiseled look that Tyler has. Anyway, Sammy, so, it takes a good manager to tell you not to do what Dale did. Like a good manager would say, hey, it's not worth the $30. You're not going to need, whatever. It's not a big deal. You're going to look stupid. But, like not everyone has top tier management like Tyler does, Robin said she doesn't know what all the hype is with Dale. Like, I get it. Yeah, Dale, the only reason we're all talking about Dale is because we know what happens. I'm not spoiling anything. We all know in the next couple episodes, apparently Claire's leaving with Dale. I mean, this is info that Bachelorette has teased to the teat, right? This is all of them, not me. Yeah, someone said, hey, wouldn't it be cool to lay out in a Superman outfit and get paid? Of course. Intellivision Master said he's boring as hell. Yeah, but here's the deal. Sometimes, this might be a little controversial to say, sometimes a lady just wants a guy who's boring as hell. Boring in the streets, Superman in the sheets, right? That's just, she could be his kryptonite. Who knows? I don't know how it goes. I wasn't really a big Superman fan. But, Dale's like... He seems like a nice guy, but then you got people online, I mean, brutal. They're making fun of his ear size. And look, I get it. And I used to make fun of, I really do get it. I've made fun of every Bachelor and Bachelorette contestant's face, everything about it. I don't even want to repeat some of the things that I've said. It's all up there, but I get it, but I don't know. He seems like a good guy. He hasn't really wronged anybody. He hasn't said anything or done anything to like piss anyone off. So it's like, what's the deal? Like, can't we just like get along with this guy? Maybe they work out, maybe they don't. You said it's going to be funny to see how the other guys react because of the drama filled already. Yeah, there's so much drama already. And then Reality Steve, of course, who gets all of our Bachelor info, just posted that he says what's going to happen in the next episode is going to blow everything else away. So who knows? What's going to happen? This week's episode is tomorrow. Next Tuesday, I don't know if you guys are aware, we have a local election for the leader of the free world. I know people that don't live in the United States, and my Canadian friends probably throw up in your mouth when I say leader of the free world because maybe that ship has sailed. But either way, symbolic at least. And so we got the big presidential election on next Tuesday. Biden's holding his lead. I did want to let you guys know, if you do want to hear the chat that Tasha and I had with our progressive friend David Luneau, I posted it this morning on my YouTube channel. It's called Analyzing Bachelorette's Becca Kufrin and Garrett Breakup. Can you date outside your political party? This is an interesting one. A lot of people have had a lot of talk about this. And the whole thesis behind this conversation, at least in the Bachelorette portion, is could Garrett and Becca have found common ground on their own if there wasn't the magnification of social media on top of them? The magnification of Rachel Lindsay, making him stand for something he wasn't ready to stand for. Maybe he's not educated, or he's kind of educated in the wrong direction. So we had these different questions. Plus, people brought it to my note, also, was Becca forced to take a stand? Was Becca forced to draw the line in the proverbial social media sand because her guy wasn't where he might have gotten to in a year or two? You know, we really don't know. We really don't know. So we have that conversation. It's a long one, folks, but it's a good one. Whenever we have these long podcasts, it means because we're cooking. So that's if you guys want to listen to that, the whole episode is on YouTube, and it's also on audio-only versions. Just search this app in your podcast app. And then that was actually, we recorded last week. And then Tasha and I had a banger of an episode last night, which we talked, which is only on audio. So I know that some of you guys just like to support the YouTube, which I appreciate. But every once in a while, we do an audio-only episode just for you guys. So anyway, let's get back into the rundown here. Hi, how are you? There's Lynn. Lynn, did you just join the chat? Look at this. I got a postcard for you right here, Lynn. It's already got your info on it. I'm not going to give away your address. I'm not going to tell anyone your social security number. Yeah, you're in Canada. You don't have social security numbers, right? Wait, how do they identify people in Canada? You know, what is it all based on what hockey team you support? You got to wear like a certain hockey sweater. So what's your point? What's up? How are you? It's good to see you. It's been a long time. Welcome to the chat. All right, we're moving along. So where are we at here? We did Dale's Halloween. We talked about that. Let's move into, hold on, I messed it up. Let's do, that's Dale's. Now hold on. Nudity Clare. So we're talking about Clare's blowback that she got from the nudity scandal, which you even call it a scandal. So as we know, last episode, Clare, she was like, I made the guys, strip down for strip dodgeball. Obviously, as we found out, that this was probably producer driven. Maybe Clare was involved in the meetings before the thing, but they had matching jock straps. The whole thing was producer driven. Don't share your social security number with me. They're all in the thing. Jen's got her health care in Canada. Rub it in, Jen. I don't. My health care is blessing myself with rosary beads and hoping for the best. Tying my shoes extra tight. That's my health care. Got to eat healthy. Can't have inflammatory food because, God forbid, I have a $40,000 bill, the most expensive Uber ride to a hospital. So anyway, Clare got a lot of blowback, and this is what she posted. Because people said, someone said, it's awful you had the guys take off their clothes. If the Bachelor asked a woman to do the same thing, all hell would break loose. You were wrong. Juan Pablo should have had you strip. Which, by the way, that's very weird. Like, he should have had you strip. Like, what are we doing? But then Clare posted this. This is Juan Pablo, looking pretty good. I don't even know who these contestants are. You guys tell me. I haven't been following some of these old seasons. And then she goes, you mean like this? And it's like, look, here's the thing. When you respond to plebeians online, which, look, I respond to almost everybody on my YouTube, but that helps the algorithm, right? You know what I mean? Like, Papa needs to get some ad revenue. But if you do that on, like, Claire just looks petty, because here's the difference. You've got a guy, right? This photo is them raising money for adoption. This is for animal adoption. You know what I mean? They consented to getting into their undies for animal adoption. So a little bit different. You said aren't the girls in bikinis frequently? Yeah, the girls are in bikinis frequently, but the question is, like, where do we go as society? Like, I get, if you want to put a bikini on, that's up to you. If you want to be Olivia and put a one-piece on, that's up to you too. When you're kind of told you're about to do strip tease, you're kind of told you're about to do striptease, you know what I mean? And even though people might be like, oh yeah, we're cool with it, you really can't know if someone's cool with it when you put them on the spot like that. So that's what the whole discussion's about, whether or not there's consent to do things like that. But you're right. There's a million instances where like someone, Peter or somebody does naked bungee jumping with somebody else, which by the way, would be so cool. Wouldn't that be cool? Although let's be honest, every guy knows if you're about to do something that involves a hint of fear, you're going to be recoiling, if you know what I mean. You won't be in first place, is my point. You know what I'm saying? You like that one? That little guy over there? There he is. Oogly eyes, pretty happy. Anyway, words of affirmation. Size doesn't matter. How about that for affirmation? And anyway, yeah, so this is what they did. Is it a big deal? I don't know. I don't know if it's a big deal. But she got some backlash. Oh, sorry, I'm on the wrong one. Oh, boy. Hold on, folks. We're all over the place. Just when I thought I was doing good. Yeah, so let's move on from that. I don't really care too much about what she's doing. But yeah, it's one of those things. It's important, I think, of a discussion to have to be like, look, the producers could care less what they're doing if it's morally right or wrong. It's all about the ratings. That's all anybody cares about. You said Andy A was the Bachelorette on the left. Oh, you know what? I missed a couple of those seasons. Those seasons, I think, was when I was in college. So I was too busy drinking cheap beer and trying to lie to people. You know what I mean? All right. Also, folks, we have this thing called, I've never promoted this, and again, it's no big deal, but there's something called a super chat, right? I'll show it to you guys. It's right down here. This super chat is called Applaud. So if you guys want, you can actually send a donation or a super chat, and it kind of just puts some money in my tip jar. Not a big deal. If you guys have it, we're here for you. I know people have donated in different ways, so I'm not trying to hammer it home. We had Layla join the Patreon. She's a Bachelorette listener. She joined our Patreon this week, which is a monthly, I'll point out the Patreon right here. The Patreon is what we offer extra bonus content, and it's a way for people to join at different tier levels. Today's topic was breaking the limits of critical thinking, breaking the 4-minute mile, and Monster Mash. It's a real fun time doing the Patreon episodes because I can do royalty-free music, or not just royalty-free music. I can actually talk to people and play music like I'm a radio DJ. I don't have to worry about it getting kicked out or whatever. Like on YouTube, you can't play other people's music. You'll get demonetized and all that. Anyway, let's move on. So if anyone wants to support those ways, you can. Appreciate you guys regardless. So, producer sabotage. Let's talk about producer sabotage. So, back over here. It was showed that Claire started liking a bunch of... Hold on, I don't know where the other one is. Claire started liking a bunch of people's tweets. Or actually, sorry, not a bunch of people's, but a few tweets, and they kind of were her subtle way of defending yourself. This is what's really interesting, right? You get Luke P, who got sued for $100,000, owes $20 in court fees, $120,000 in the hole, because you're not allowed to talk about certain things for a year after your show airs. So what happened here is, I guess, the loophole, if you can't talk about things, is to just, like other people's tweets. So these are the tweets that she liked. Production has control over literally everything. They know what they're doing. Don't you see with how the last 2 episodes have been produced? There's no drama, and the drama that they've shown has been dramatized and fixated to make Claire look a certain type of way. Check out Reality Steve for more info. Production knows exactly what they were doing. They've never had a lead just quit, and with how excited and how bad Claire wanted this, I doubt it. They were ready with the backup, and as soon as they found out that Claire was into Dale, it was a wrap. They had Tasha? I always want to say Tasha. I got to figure it out. They had Tasha quarantined. Yosef. Okay, it's not just her. They had Tasha quarantined for 9 days getting ready for it. So the question is, do you guys think, let me know in the comments right now, do you guys think that Claire, the producers were sabotaging her in order to get, some good ratings? Were they ready to throw under the bus? Someone says, I blame COVID. Everyone is going crazy, and who cares? Makes TV more interesting. It's a fact that she feels she has to reiterate it constantly. She shouldn't have to say it, just show it. But I think she's pretty insecure. The producers orchestrated the dodge. The producers definitely orchestrated the dodgeball. but you wouldn't be surprised. Oh boy, Deirdre's here. She said, "Sorry, I'm late." Deirdre's late for class. Everybody, it's all right, Deirdre. We'll catch you. We'll fill you in. You haven't missed much. Claire got nude. People got upset, or she didn't get nude. She made guys get nude. Anyway, boy, it takes all but a couple Adderall for me to even try to stay up with you guys here in the chat. It's I don't know how people do this. Oh yeah, they have a producer. Okay, so if anyone else wants to call in, the voicemail is 401-213-9828. I can take one or two more voicemails. Let me know. Thank you guys for all the thumbs up that you're sending. We just hit 69 live viewers. Appreciate all of you. So yeah, look, here's what's gonna happen. I've been on shows, right? You got to have a backup plan. Claire was, I don't want to say she was a risk, but if you're going to shoot something where things need to be in quarantine, it's worth it for Bachelor to bring a couple extra people around and just see what happens. Because you just don't know. It's a weird season. Sometimes I think they always have a backup. This year they have to quarantine them as well. Oh, interesting. You think there's always a backup? That you would think so. I mean, God forbid someone gets really sick or something happens. You might need to have a backup. So that's really interesting to think. Tori says, just joining now. I'll have to start from the beginning after. Yeah, Tori, you missed out. I freestyle rapped. We did a striptease. Claire made me get naked. You missed out on the whole thing. Yusuf. I can't say. See, Oz says Yosef. Oz says Tashia. So Tashia and Yusuf. Team World says, most definitely thrown her under any bus. It's their show, not Claire's. Maybe Dale is the real victim. How was he played to fall so fast? Oh, Dale's the victim here. Oh, Superman over here fell for the old kryptonite, right? Lex Luthor looking like Claire. I get it. Did Kendall say she was being talked about being the Bachelorette before they picked Claire? Oh, Kendall. Would that be interesting? I don't know if I'd like that one. It's so funny. I would watch a documentary that was just Chris Harrison in a garage with all of his headshots trying to decide who they want to pick. Because these conversations must be really interesting. But they also, I bet you they get really, I don't want to say racist, but racial. I bet you they're like, well, last time we had Rachel Lindsay, so now we need to do blonde, and the next time we're going to do this. And, they have to overthink these things, right? Because of how much heat they've been under. You would think so. I don't know. What do I know? So anyway, producer Sabotage, well, as soon as they knew, look, we're not going to do a full season. God forbid they did a full season of, what's that sound I'm hearing in the background? Thought I just heard something. I have to go, but love this live stream. Also, my voicemail kind of sucks, LOL, so you don't need to play it. Oh, Sammy, I'm going to play your voicemail. It's all I got right now. Sammy, appreciate you. We'll pick you up tomorrow. Just watch where you left off. You think she's on lead who on night one is like, hi, I'm Claire. I love you. Marry me. Is Tashia biracial? Well, yeah, I don't even know. I don't know what she is. Kendall faked liking Grocery Joe. She's a phony dog. No, man, people always say they fake liking people. You got to think they maybe she was attracted to him, physically and it didn't pan out, but you got to assume. I mean, imagine I went on a date once with someone I didn't want to go with, and I kind of felt suckered to go into it. You know how much it must stink to go out with someone and move in with them if you don't like them? I always side on the fact that they probably, liked each other, got along, this or that. Taisha had, she was the backup plan. Okay, all right. Dale is a kid, not ready for a long-time commitment. If together, it would not last for sure. This is, thanks, Sandra. This is what I love about Bachelor is that we're so ready to offer our opinion, and this is great. This is why I love it as a stand-up comedian, because it's one of the only shows that has that water cooler discussion, and it's live. Imagine, I watched Too Hot to Handle on Netflix. It was good. It was all right, but they dump all the episodes at once. So it's like, is anyone on episode 5? I'll do a recap for that. You know what I mean? This, it's like we can talk about it in the moment. They really do a good job of keeping that all sort of that hype there, Anyway, so I guess we're going to voicemails now. Let's go to voicemails. Let's see what we have. Hopefully Sammy didn't share with us her, dialysis report or whatever personal information she's got. I won't keep you guys too long. I know I said that last time, but let's see. I look like a grandfather when it comes to getting into this. Let's do full frame video here. Okay, this is a voicemail from Sammy. Let's play it. Oh, let's figure this out. I always have this issue where I don't necessarily have it. It's hooked on the Roadcaster. So why isn't it playing Roadcaster? Let's see.
Hi, David, Tasha. This is Sammy from Florida, and I was calling because I wanted to your opinion on this. So I have a feeling that Dale and Claire are not together right now. I don't know. It seems kind of suspect that they aren't posting similar things, or that Claire, she just isn't really giving things away. And I know she's under contract, but she typically gives everything away. So I don't know. For some reason, I think they're not together. And Dale is getting so much social media hype, obviously, because of the show. And for some reason, it's just annoying me so much. Like, does anyone else know? Like, does anyone else relate to this? Because him and his Party City things that I think we're talking about today, and so many other things going on Instagram, he's just eating it up. And I don't know. I'm bothered by this. I should be happy for him, but I don't know. It's so weird. Anyway, this is a silly voicemail, but I'm just excited that you're on the air today. And yeah, have a great day. Bye.
Thank you, Sammy. You know, there was parts of that question I couldn't make out. I don't know if it was my phone or yours. We'll just blame California. We'll blame it on me. But I think with Dale, are they together? I mean, it's one of those things. It's amazing that Bachelor Nation, they're able to keep this stuff a secret for the most part. You know, they put him out in these hideouts for months. You know, you see people posting photos and everyone's like cropping into the corner of the photo and they're like, well, that air filter matches up with the one in Montana. It must be the same. You know what I mean? People are nuts. People are nuts. So I don't know. I don't know if they're still together. I don't know if I'm happy for Dale. I don't know how I feel. Am I happy for Dale? Oh, my gut feeling is Dale's a good guy. But my other gut feeling as a guy, I think Dale would be better off if it didn't work out with Claire. I mean, she just is a tall glass of tea. She's a lot. Mama's a lot. She's a lot to work with. And you guys know my record on this. You know my record. You guys know what I'm talking about. I don't always say that about the females. I'm not the type of guy who's like, Rachel, blah, 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 Jojo, blah, blah, blah. Claire's a lot. She's a lot. And she masks it all behind, I'm an older, mature, independent woman. I know what I want. The second the guys don't look at her the right way, she's like, how dare you treat this situation without the utmost integrity that it deserves. Now, let's all put on matching jockstraps and fight for my attention. It's like, what sort of quinceañera are you trying to catch up on, Claire? You know what I mean? Who didn't hug you when you were 15 and now you need to have 29 guys all yell at each other for your affection? I mean, literally, night one, start of episode 2, they're feeling good. They're like, oh yeah, this is going to be cool. We finally got out of the house. We're surviving the plague. This is nice. Then all of a sudden it's like, Claire. She goes, oh, you guys are having fun without me? Oh, I see what's up. I'm surprised. I'm a little disappointed. And then all of a sudden, one of the guys, mentally punches the other guy, and they're like, "Oh, this is this," and they start talking about war. This is what I love about guys. They start talking about war. One guy's like, all the rules of engagement are out. Oh, okay, Call of Duty. Like, what are we doing over here? I always hated it when I used to have this fable that I remember like hearing growing up about, like, there was two guys and they were both vying for the same girl, and then there was this gorge and it was like 20 feet from one side to the other, and she didn't know which guy to choose. So she was like, if you guys can both, if one of you can jump over the gorge, I'll be yours, or whatever the BS was. And I was like, this isn't healthy to pit men against each other, or women if this was reversed. Good relationships aren't about competing. You should be competing with like the best version of yourself. I want to be the best Dave I can be for my fiance. I don't want to be better than some other schlep. I can't compete against what he has. We're different. I'm playing my own game. You know what I mean? The hell am I talking about? Read a couple messages and then I'll get out of here. I know you guys are done with me. Miss Lola Liz said, oops, sent too fast. I was just quoting all the times you've given adjectives for Claire. Thank you. I'll have to go back and read them all. You said Claire is a storm. Claire is a tall. Yeah. Oh, Oz, you left a voicemail? Oh, I'm sorry, Oz. I just saw that. Oh, is it from the other day? That's why it didn't pop up. Let's see if this one plays. All right, here we go. This is from, I think this is the one.
Hi, Dave. This is Oz calling. My only thought is that hotel needs a major renovation. So, yeah, that's my only thought, before the episode. So have a good one. Okay, bye.
Yeah, Oz, you're so right. Isn't that funny that this would be the perfect time for this hotel to like paint its walls and clean some pool filters and some tiles out, but instead Chris Harrison calls up and he's like, I need 40 rooms for 30 days. And they're like, all right, well, there you go. Who's too short? And that's another thing. Is everyone's obsessed with. I mean, we look at these guys like like we're at the combine. Everyone's got to be the perfect this or that. I'll tell you this, ladies. Speaking on behalf of the gentlemen here, women really height shame guys. That's almost the one thing a woman, you might want a guy who's 6'5", but you won't go for a guy who's under 5'9" or whatever it is, depending on what your standards are. I know I'm generalizing. You're gonna get really mad at me, but prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. You know what I mean? The worst are guys that have balding and short because women, they expect you to be Jeff Bezos to overcome it. Sandra said, love to hear guys' point of view on the show. Well, that's what I'm here for. You don't like guys? You're just saying it was funny? Thank you. What was funny? I gotta always read it backwards. Who was the victim? Dale was the victim. He was played by production as well. I'm female and doing a long piece on Bachelor. This world can manipulate everyone. Well, Team World, call me up later. I'll tell you all about it. It's pretty wild. It's wild. It's like it really, these Bachelor communities on Facebook and Reddit, they really bring out the worst in people. They really do. I mean, people, it's just a litmus test. I watch the show and I see Yusuf. I see him just trying to make everyone feel happy and say, hey, on behalf of everybody, like, you'd have to be crazy to think we're not here for you. Of course, he said 7 things wrong in that statement, but I can interpret with my critical thinking what he was trying to do. Meanwhile, she goes, you don't speak for me. And the guy's like, I don't speak for you. And then all of a sudden she's like, and I'm crazy. And she starts taking off her fake eyelashes, ready to beat the guy up. It's like, what are we doing? Wear heels because he's insecure of his height. Who wears heels because they're insecure? Hey, wear heels. I don't care what you do. Trump? Are you talking about Trump? I'm so far behind, guys. Sorry. Well, anyway, look. Okay, I'm going to read questions starting right now, so I'll try to get to those old ones. In Television Master, we're 3 guys who watch Bachelor. Damn right we do. Oh, you know what I wanted to talk about? There was one more thing I wanted to talk about, guys. Well, 2 things. I'll say this. There's 2 things I wanted to talk about. The first one, I'm going to tread lightly because there isn't much info. Someone asked last week about Easy. They wanted to know about Easy and what went down with this. Well, this is what I could find on it. So, and again, I don't know if this is true. This is just what's on the internet. This was reported by Reality Steve or Steve Reality, whatever the hell, Yusuf Reality, whatever it is. Bachelorette said, retweet if you wish it was that easy. And it was Easy in a salmon suit. And then someone said, it's that easy for him to take advantage of women without their consent too. And then afterwards, you get the text about the victim who said she didn't want to relive her trauma. And, it was a different time back then, and she knew that she would have been labeled promiscuous and all these things. And I was told by mutual friends that it was consensual, and it wasn't. So we have somebody out there who says it wasn't consensual, and I really can't go further into it. There's no side of the story from Easy. It's smart to believe women, but also not inflame anything with it with knowledge that might not be verified or true or whatnot. I don't know who this is. I don't know if it's a real account. I don't know any of that. But baseline doesn't look good for Easy. She's got friends. Apparently, this person who tweeted this, the tweets were deleted, but she's got friends that corroborated her story, apparently, and allegedly, I guess I should say. So that's where you have to operate from. Yeah, you liked Easy? Yeah. No, look, hey. I mean, it feels like an episode of Friday Night Lights. He's the star football player. I mean, honestly, we don't know much more than that. Any news on the Colton drama? Sandra, I've been looking into the Colton drama. I've been Googling it to make sure I'm not missing anything. Court date is set for 2 weeks from today, actually. And I'm going to try to interview a friend of mine who's a lawyer. He said he couldn't go on camera because, when you work for a company, you don't want to be going on camera, sticking your foot in other people's business when it comes to Bachelor drama. But I think we're going to do a phone call. That way he can talk to me anonymously and figure out what might Colton want to do, which looks like he won't plead guilty, but they'll get him to do some sort of plea bargain where he doesn't plead guilty, but he probably does some community service or something. That's my guess, because the political system out here is so bogged down that you don't want to. I'm not saying it's not worth a trial, but they got people wielding axes, running around town trying to chop each other's heads off. And unfortunately, if this was like in a small town USA, it probably would be bigger news. But this is what happens when people that live in New York City or Chicago or Los Angeles, I witness crimes. I call 911. I get put on hold. No joke. So So what can you do, you know? Okay, I'm going to end it with this. I'm going to share my revenue report from, let me go to the full frame. I'm going to share my revenue report from last episode. Episode 1, I shared with you guys, I made like $16 or whatever. Episode 2 did a lot better, so I want to share that with you guys right now. So episode 2, let's see if I have this info pulled up. Here's where it's at. 6,700 views, 1,100 hours watch time, almost $110 revenue, 152 new subscribers. This is the best stat that I could find right here, guys. 47.4% watch time. That's really good. That means a lot to me. That means you guys sat around and watched a long recap, and I appreciate you. This whole episode today is going to end with my gratitude that I have for all the doors that have been opened. And it might sound silly, but like I said before, just being able to make a couple bucks while connecting with you guys is very important to me. Shout out to Oz as a member of the Patreon. Shout out to Layla. And actually, I didn't want to. I got a private Venmo, so I didn't know if they wanted me to keep it quiet. So let me do a first name shout out on the private Venmo. But I got a Venmo. Someone sent me a $10 Venmo. You know, that's a couple Starbucks, baby. That's it. I'm literally jobless. You think I don't appreciate that? Thanks, Jen. I appreciate it. Jen, I got your postcard right here. Jen's got a postcard coming your way. Don't worry. Well, I bet you because of the election you won't get it for 2 months, but it's coming. Let's see. I got a Venmo from Jeannie. Thank you so much, Jeannie. Oh, yeah, I got a postcard on your way, too. So thank you so much for that $10 Venmo. That's just so appreciated. I know Christian watches the YouTubes. He sent $100. A little help during the pandemic. That's from Christian, $100. Like that's Deirdre sent $50 after I cut my hand because she knows in America health insurance isn't really that great. So Deirdre sent me a $50 Venmo, guys. I appreciate it. Hey, look, Robin, no worries. You hang out in Tennessee, no worries. I'm here for all of you. There's never gonna be I'm not locking anyone out if they can't throw a Venmo. Not a big deal. But as it goes, when you're looking for gratitude in life, you have to fuel it yourself. You have to be grateful for something in order to receive it. And it would go, I'd be remiss if I didn't tell you guys how grateful I was for all of your support. I mean, this live stream doesn't happen without you guys here. It just doesn't happen. I turn it off. It only goes half as long. I just can't do it without you guys. I'm trying to get back to the old, excuse me one second. I'm trying to get back to the other, the live stream chat room here. I lost it. I wanted to see how many people were in the room right now. I know it wasn't as big as last Thursday, but we'll get there, you know. After I post a video in the morning, it gets another 1,500 views. So I just think that's so cool that people just not only just stick around, but you share. People have been sharing it with their friends. Someone downvoted it. I hope you trip on black ice. I'm kidding. Sanders said, sending good vibes from Canada, Dave. Colton, should have picked Hannah G. Oh, that would have been nice. Hannah G was a fox, right? How did she get away? Anything else? I knew him going after Cassie was a little sketchy and wouldn't take a no. Jen, way to go. Misha Barton, Audrey, sadly, good call. What did Art say? Can't wait to hear the episode with the lawyer about Colton. I bet he'll just end up doing community service and calling it a day. I agree. The question is how much community service he's going to get. That's going to be the question for Colton. Here's the deal. You want to teach him a lesson, but also completely separate from that, you want Cassie to feel safe and secure. You can't just do community service and now all of a sudden the person feels safe and secure. This is her life. Again, in order just to relate my own PTSD incident, I got into an accident like 5 years ago when I was driving for Uber, and 10 a.m. on a Monday, got into an accident. I got T-boned, didn't see it coming, put my Jeep up onto two wheels, spun out, popped the tires, blew out the windows, hit a curb, hit a pole. I got up. I was okay. I got a settlement. You know, like it took over 3 years to get a settlement, but I figured it out. I went to physical therapy. I still have a chronic neck issue, but I was telling Tasha this, every once in a while when I need to like make a left onto a street, like at an intersection, I do like a 19 take because I'm nervous I'm going to run into someone the way that lady ran into me. And that, to me, is just an innocent thing happen. And accidents can be an innocent mistake. For her, like, she was preyed upon. She was preyed upon. The guy created new phone numbers, new passwords, The guy created he bought a tracking device for a couple $100, duct taped it under the car, knew where she would be, probably uploaded it, looked at it all the time, sending messages at 3 a.m. to himself. Why is that the weirdest part, that he was sending messages to himself? You know what I mean? So Cassie's got every right to be freaked out. She has every right to ruminate over all this. And I hope that whatever the community service, I hope whatever the package is, it involves comprehensive therapy for her, and for him. It really should be for him. Deanna said, new subscriber and really enjoying your videos. Oh, thank you, D. Angelica said, did you ever make a Too Hot to Handle episode 7 to 8 recap? Angelica, that's a great question. I did make a few recaps. I don't remember if I made a 7 and 8 recap. I'll have to look. For you. It's either on my YouTube or it's not. That was in the beginning of quarantine, and I didn't know if anyone was going to watch them. And that show is hard to recap because like I said, they give you all the info at once. So I'm not sure if I made that. Someone said, I'm sure Cassie will have trust issues with future relationships for a long time. Yeah, and look, Cassie seems to come from a pretty well-adjusted family. Hey, Maggie just retracted her message before I could read it. What were you going to say, Maggie? Come on, I want to know. Swinks said, just discovered you with the Colton thing. I needed this today. Thank you. Yeah, Swinks, look, it's weird. YouTube's a weird place, man. YouTube's a weird place. Like, they just decided. I made a video on a whim. I was on a basketball rim, and I made this video also on a whim. It was pretty dim at night, and I was eating dumb sim. You never know what's going to hit. I make videos all the time, and when something goes viral, a couple 250,000 views, 3 million watch minutes, whatever it was. When something kicks off like that, you go, oh, there is a avenue for something to be spoken about. And I just, as a person who, I live life with my set of eyes and my experiences, and for me to realize that it was important for a lot of women to hear a guy just candidly talk about it, it's like, look, I don't think anyone's piercing their lips. It's just like, oh, I would have talked about this 5 years ago. Like, we're, on the podcast, we're always talking about it. But it was the perfect storm of Bachelor content. And again, when it happened, I saw on TMZ, I was like, oh, he put a tracking device in her car? I immediately made a video because I was like, I have a lot to say about this. It's one thing, it can get kind of blurry when you're like, I don't know how the edit was done. Hey, was he wrong? Was she right? You don't always know in certain situations. Is Yusuf the bad guy or is it her? Did the producers make it? But with that, it's like egregious, ridiculous, overstepping of the boundaries. You should know this. You're a football player. You're offsides, bro. Okay, let me just read these final comments and we'll skedaddle. Highly recommend Gavin DeBecker's The Gift of Fear. Thank you, Maggie. The Gift of Fear. I'll check that out. I love a good book. I'm assuming that's a book. These chats keep getting better and better. Diane said these chats keep getting better. Thank you, Diane. Appreciate that. The Gift of Fear. Oh, Bella Rose Wilson says The Gift of Fear is so good. Tasha, hear that? The Gift of Fear. Everyone's recommending we watch it. Should we? Or not watch it. We should buy it. Let's look it up here. The Gift of Fear, and then The Gift of Fear, and then maybe what can happen is if excuse me, let's get a Gift of Fear here. Oh, is it in other survival signals that protect us? So maybe if maybe we could read this and then check it out on the podcast and talk about it. A stranger in a deserted parking lot offers to help carry a woman's groceries. Is he a good Samaritan or is he after something else? A fired employee says, you'll be sorry. Will he return with a gun? After their first date, a man tells a woman it's their destiny to be married. What will he do when she won't see him again? A mother has an uneasy feeling about the nice babysitter she's just hired. Should she not go to work today? These days, no one in America feels immune to violence. But now, in this extraordinary groundbreaking book, the nation's leading expert on predicting violent behaviors unlocks the puzzle of human violence and shows that, like every creature on Earth, we have within us the ability to predict the harm others might do us and get out of its way. Contrary to popular myth, human violence almost always has a discernible motive and is preceded by clear warning signs. Through dozens of compelling examples from his own career, Gavin DeBecker teaches us how to read the signs using our most basic but often most discounted survival skill, our intuition. The Gift of Fear is a remarkable, unique combination of practical guidance on leading a safer life and profound insight into human behavior. All right, I'm sold. Put it in the book. I got it. I'm going to buy this. We'll read it, and maybe we can apply it to Colton's situation. Intuition, folks. That's your intuitory gland. Isn't that what that's called? I got to cut to the full frame here. Wow, the production quality is amazing. That's the intuitory gland, right? That means we got to... Oh, did I just lose it? Oh, guys, I just lost the video. Oh, what a perfect time to end, folks. let's get out of here on that. Maybe I'll switch over to this. Hold on one second, guys. Oh, there it is. Wow, I just switched to the other camera. There it is, folks. Mark it down. 56 minutes on, and I was able to finally burn out my camera. So that's it for this episode. Man, I look so much worse on this version of the camera. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done so. I need the new subscribers. My next goal is 10,000 subscribers. Help me grow. You guys have been so great. You have to trust your gut. Sounds like a good read. Thanks to whoever recommended it. Yeah, thanks, Maggie. We appreciate your recommendation. Thank you so much. And everyone, I'm going to get out of here, but I just want you all to know I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for being part of this awesome group that we're getting going with. And leave a comment, share it with your friends, and we'll see you Wednesday, 8 a.m. for my official recap. And then, of course, Thursday at 4 p.m. Bye, everybody. Yes, my camera overheated again. Thanks, folks. Hey, Missy, I'll get you that postcard. Thank you.